Okay, cool. So hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. And what I'm super excited to show you guys is things that I've learned in the last 4 years of. I've been an engineer, by the way, my whole life, and I was like, I need to learn how to sell. I've gone through every single type of go-to-market, and this is my formula of winning. And I'm gonna give you like my 4 years of learning in 30 minutes. All right, let's do this. So, how do you find your next 10 customers on LinkedIn? By the way, I've shipped 32 products in the last 8 years. 28 of them have made zero money. So I know exactly where you're at. And I'm actually looking for finding my customers right now on LinkedIn too. Um, and I've been doing building public for the last 2-ish years. And Engine used to be an SEO software, and I was able to take it to 120K ARR with just what I'm going to show you today. Also, I've been through Techstars Columbus. Anish is here as well. He was my cohort mate. There we go. So I'm going to show you. So the story, actually, what happened was in the middle of the program, I had to pivot and I had to find customers for my demo day. And so I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get my customers to have a great demo day as well. All right, here's my promise. And these are 4 of them. You're going to have a great profile by the end of this talk. You'll have a content system, and you'll know how to outreach people authentically, and you'll have all the tools that you need to do this effectively. Now, I want this to be as high value as possible. In the chat, you tell me what are the 2 or 3 things that are like really high importance to you here, so I can spend a little bit more time on those. What sounds the most useful here for you? You can put down 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, 3. Outreach, great. Okay. Oh, outreach, great. Okay, I actually have something very specific for you there. Somebody coming in. Okay, IDing leads. Cool. Okay, sounds good. So I'll spend a little bit more time on the outreach part of it, and I'll show you how I do that. So let's get started. Here's all of the ways you can grow. Okay, but the thing is, with paid ads, they're paid. If you talk to anybody who's won with paid ads, they'll tell you that you need to spend at least 10K before you start seeing any results. SEO, I used to do that for the last 2 years. Like the tool was SEO, and it will take you, especially for early stage, 6 or 7 months before you see a first customer even come in. Cold emails have 1 to 2% response rate, meaning if you right now have 100 leads, you've researched them, personalized them, only about 1 to 2 people out of those 100 will respond back to you. I don't know how many of us have actually done cold emails. I used to run an agency for cold emails. It was terrible. The 1 to 2 responses I would get were, "Can you unsubscribe me?" And that was heartbreaking to open up. So social media is what I tried and what I'm going to talk to you today about. And that's where I've found to be where the most, like the biggest ROI is. And here's why, specifically on LinkedIn for B2B. LinkedIn is free. There's no cost associated to it. The ROI is instant. If I send out 10 messages and have some sort of close rate, I can get those calls, demos booked in almost immediately. And you can actually get up to about 60 to 70% response rate. So that means if I send 10 messages, I can get 6 or 7 of those people to respond back to me. And this is insane in terms of like what other things we have available to us. Here's the proof of this. So this is what I was talking about when I was saying, like, in Techstars, I had to pivot midway. So this is a LinkedIn post I made, which is, "Hey guys," I put it up to my network. "Hey guys, I'm building this thing and I need 4 people total, and I have 2 spots that are already full. If you want access to this tool that I'm building," and it's just a screenshot, "you gotta need to spend at least $100. I put this out, and by the evening, I actually had 4 people. Look at that. So somebody actually emailed me back being like, "Hey, I'm interested. Do you have any slots left?" And this person ended up paying me not just $1,000. And I had a couple more people like that as well. And that became my story for demo day. So this is again like a couple of months ago, but this is exactly what I did. To win on LinkedIn, These are the three things that you need. So this is the formula for success. You need to have a good profile so that you don't come off as a scammer. Number two, you need to be able to write content that resonates. Writing content is specifically not to sell, but to increase your reach and basically tell people that you know what you're talking about. And last one is, because we run a business, we can't just wait for people to come to us. We have to go to them. So we have to do outreach to like make it predictable every day for us to get customers. You don't want to come off as a scammer. That's number one. If you don't do this, nothing will work. And it's like being a person that smells at a party. Nobody's going to tell you about this, but they're going to slowly start moving away from you, and you'll never really know why that's happening. Here's my litmus test for, do you have a good profile or not? Somebody, when they come to your profile, this is the three things that they're looking at, which is what is the person that I'm looking at doing? And most importantly, what they're judging you on is, what are they doing for me? Sure, you're like maybe a chemist, or you're maybe a speaker, but what can you do for me? That's the main thing. And whatever you're saying, do I trust that? Anybody can make a claim, but do I trust that you know how to do that? And then the third one is, do we have any mutuals? What I mean by this is this. Everybody take a look at this profile here. So this is Jessica. Do we trust her profile? You can come off mute and kind of, or just like drop it in the chat. If she does come off as trustworthy, why or why not?
Yes, because she's German.
There we go. Okay. Is that for the positive or the negative?
I'm German, so that's a positive.
Oh, okay. There we go. Got you.
I feel like she went to ex Shopify is like a good signal, and then she went to a decent school. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Good. Bray, I know you have your hand up. You can come off mute.
Yeah, because you know, she has a you know, the background image. She has a like tagline under her name. She's a premium user. She has a lot of followers and connections. So she like, this is a lot of, she filled out the profile in the beginning.
Exactly. In fact, I would go even further and say she's basically saying that she helps other people build their network. If you notice the image itself, and I'll just point this out right now, the image itself is her talking to people. So I immediately, and it says ex Shopify as well. So I immediately trust that whatever she's saying, which is, I'm going to help you find your network, that she knows sort of like what she's doing there. She also has a lot of followers, like Bray mentioned, and there's a lot of mutuals between me and her. And mutuals is one of those big indicators where if I have all those other things filled out and I don't have any mutuals, I feel like I don't want to be the first one to friend this person. But if I see, you know, 4 or 5 of my friends that are already connected to them, I'm like, oh, why not? We're part of the group, right? Oh, yeah, there's a question.
Yeah, quick question. So, okay, so converting from like Instagram to LinkedIn, on Instagram, I don't know if this is still a rule, but I know back in the day, you didn't want to have more, you didn't want to follow more people than you had followers. Is that the same thing on LinkedIn?
No, not really, because you actually won't see, like here, we only see 500 plus connections. We actually don't know if it's 50,000 or like 501. So that I don't think that rule really applies on LinkedIn at all. What do we think about her? I don't want to, so I blurred out some of the stuff. What do we think about this profile? Do we know what she does and what she can do specifically for us?
I would seriously question if this was an AI generated profile or not.
Exactly. And by the way, there's actually a couple, like there's a bunch of people that are in mutuals with me, but it says they're a co-founder, they do biomedical sciences, but also there are branding tech strategists as well. But there's nothing that I can't see how they can help me. So I'm immediately almost questioning myself of like, even though there's a lot of mutuals, of like, should I even connect with them, right? And so this is a big deal, because when you're doing outreach or whenever you're writing content, the first thing person is going to do is look at your profile, and then they're going to make a quick judgment, yes, no, right? You don't want to be in the no bucket. So you want to stay away from this. You want to do more of that. What that actually means is you can take this, I've just turned it down to a science of like how you want to put it together. But you want to have a tagline that says, like Bray mentioned, I help X person do Y, and then some sort of a trust builder that goes off of that, right? And you want to have a header image. And questions?
I have a question for B2B versus B2C, because I think quite often in these taglines we see what a coach can do for like fundraising in early stage founders. Would you say it's the same for B2B?
Yes, definitely. So you want to, because you want to connect with a person on the other end. So if I like my customers are technical founders, let's say, so I will say I help technical founders build a personal brand, and I've done XYZ. That's the way to put it together. So it's always a person on the other end. You don't want to, even if you're a B2B, you're not talking to a company. Like, I help companies do this. You're helping a person at the company. So if you're selling to, let's say, big tech companies, you're still selling to an individual person there. For example, an engineering manager or like a CTO. So you say, I help CTOs do XYZ, right? Because the company isn't connecting with you. It's a person at the company connecting with you, right? You also want to have a header image, like we saw with Jessica. She had something to back up her claim. So header image, absolute must. Let me just show you what I've done with mine. So here's mine. I help X people build a personal brand, and this is a reason why you should trust me. And then I have something like this. So if this is a good one to take inspiration from, and I actually did some work for you. I actually just created a Canva template for you, so you can just go in, duplicate it, put your own stuff in there, and you'll have a great Canva header image ready to go. Okay, how do you actually get people to connect to go to your website or landing page? Because that's the main thing. That's right here. But most people, what they do is they'll just drop in the link here. What you actually want to make this button do is have it be a CTA that they care about. So if I help technical founders build personal brand, presumably they're on my website, on my landing page, on my profile to build a personal brand. So give them an easy way to click on that link, because that's what they're going to do. We're all founders and we want to check out each other's products. Make that easy. So make sure that you write this thing as an actionable item. The fourth thing, this is if you want to go above and beyond. The about section here is the most underutilized thing I've ever seen. You want to make this about section a story about your mission. What are you about? Why should anybody take what have you done in the past that you can help somebody with? So I've told a whole story about how I built 32 products in the last, or 28 products in the last 8 years. And this is the things I've done, and now I'm doing this. I'm building a $1 billion startup with Engine, and so on and so forth. This is my mission. You'll see that even Jessica, if you open up her profile, she'll have the same thing. So here we go. So she needed a change. She packed up her bags and moved to Berlin, yada, yada, yada. And then, then what is she doing from now? She's helping people build a high leverage network from the ground up. So you want to utilize this about section, not to talk about how, you're the top CTO from your previous company and you worked with XYZ and you've done this and that. You actually want to make sure that this aligns with the mission that you have of yourself and your startup, and tell your story. Last thing is you want to have some sort of featured links. So she doesn't have that, I do. And that's a great place to promote all your offers. So this is the offer that I have for my app that I'm building, Carousel Studio. I'll show that here. And also show a post that has a lot of likes and comments on it. And you can pick any one of them that you've had in the past. Immediately, this is like something I trust, because I'm scrolling down, there's a mission, and looks like people generally like what I'm saying. So this is an A+ profile, and you want to have all of these things filled out that so that you don't get into the no bucket whenever somebody looks at your profile, right? And I put in a couple of examples for you to take a look at. Jessica's, there's another person I follow called Justin Welsh. If you want to look at the profiles of like how they've set it up, but you want to go through this process all based off of your number one mission, which presumably why you started the company in the first place. All right, now we have a great profile that when somebody goes to, they actually say yes to us. Now we want to be able to write content. And the reason we want to be able to write content is we want to build trust, we want to build awareness, we want to increase our reach. The more people we reach out to, or the more people like see us, the more opportunities will come our way, because they'll be like, hey, I saw Daniel's post about XYZ and I can't buy, but my friend, ABC can actually come and buy. So I'm going to make an intro to you too. That kind of stuff happens all the time. It will never happen if you aren't building up that trust and that reach. I want to be very clear here, because founders typically confuse two things, the content and the outreach. Outreach is for selling. Content is not for that. It's specifically, the goal is to be helpful. The more helpful you are, the more trust that you build, and the more network that you have to sell to. If you've seen, like literally just connect with any salesperson, you'll see that they'll send you a message saying, buy my HR software. That's not the kind of energy that you want to take with you. You actually want to say something like, I want to help you hire better because I am building an HR software and I've seen across 100 orgs. And that's why I can come in and tell you what the best practices for something are. So you want to go in with this energy, and that's a major, major shift. You don't want to be confusing sales with the marketing part of it, right? Here's the formula. Okay, if videos are the most viewed and engagement, and they'll get you the most bang for your buck. Carousels are next. Text posts are okay, but they're still better than nothing. So if you are ambitious, definitely do videos, but text is always better than nothing. So this is the engagement rate of the type of content that you want to put out. The reason I say videos are good or fantastic, oh yeah, it's because they have the biggest reach. Because if you've seen on mobile now, LinkedIn has the short form video, the scrolling thing. So you get a lot of views that way. Number two is people get to see who you are, because presumably, again, they're going to get on a demo call with you, and they're going to have to get used to your body language, the way you speak, all that kind of stuff. But if you already have those videos out there, those prospects are 90% sold. They've already seen you deliver value. They've already seen your how you talk, all that kind of stuff. So on the call, they're actually selling themselves to you. And you can actually have like 80 to 90% close rates, because like there's nothing closed. They already come to you pre-closed. I do this all the time. So if you see my profile and go to like my videos, you'll just see me like in different places. I'm in a car. I'm in like actually this place as well, just like talking. And that way, even if somebody isn't responding or like commenting here, they know my face and they know what I stand for. And so whenever an opportunity comes by them or an intro, they send it over to me. Yeah. So in 30 days, I'm gonna actually show you the content system that I've been following. But I was posting every day, and I was able to get like, yeah, Opus Clips is really good, definitely. So I was able to get about 20% more followers. This is like 700 followers. But most importantly, about 37,000 people looked at my post. A good percent of them, when they look at my post, will actually go to my profile, they'll connect with me, and then they'll like land on my landing page. If like even 10% of these people do that, there's like a very healthy amount of traffic going to my website. Let me tell you how expensive this, if you were to pay for ads on LinkedIn for 7,000 impressions, it's about $400 or $500. So just by doing this, you're not only saving money, but this is much better close rates as well. Because it's very difficult. We're busy founders. We don't know what to post about. So here's what I follow. On Mondays, post something that's building public. Say, here's a screenshot of my thing. Here's how I build XYZ. What do you guys think? Right? Tuesday, you try to answer a question that your ICP struggles with. So again, if you're an HR software, maybe talk about how many stages of interviews are enough for when you hire. So you're answering a question that your ICP struggles with. You also want to show the case study or some sort of proof of like why what you're saying actually works. And so like, hey, I've helped this company do XYZ, and this is like a message from them, so that your people are like, oh, not only are they doing this thing, they're building this product, but looks like it's actually working, right? Then you want to mix it up with like a personal story about you, because this is, again, the content is about building trust. And what better way to build trust by actually sharing what you're about? So I did actually go back and forth between India and Canada 4 times, and it's changed up my life, and I wanted to share more about that. And a lot of people resonated with that. So you want to mix that up with the business content, with your personal content as well. And on Fridays, this is where carousels are amazing. You can have actionable guides. So 4 steps to avoid when doing yada, 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 or a step-by-step guide to, XYZ. So by having this sort of schedule, you can literally sit down on Saturday and Sunday and be like, I'm going to talk about this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and then quickly write those things out or record, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, and have that be your content schedule. Record, put it out there, and you're basically good to go. And you can actually get this done within 30 minutes. Yeah, I can send this schedule. I thought I had a, I'll send it. You're going to have access to slides anyways, but oh yeah, here it is. You can, so this is like you can just copy it from here, and I've added examples. So if you click on any one of them, you'll see an example of that happening. So this is me answering a question. People have 9 years of experience over me. How can I be an expert on this? And then I give my answer underneath. So you'll have access to this and the slides as well. Now, how do you do video? I have 2 tools that'll make this super easy for you. So typically, you'll have to sit down in front of a camera and then record yourself. And I was doing that, but it gets awkward really, really quickly. So let me show you how I'm doing it. So this is the app, this is the engine, this is what I'm building right now. So if I do, it basically is an AI interviewer. So it will ask you questions, and all you have to do is answer. And then once you answer, it will clip up the thing, put captions on it, and then you can schedule. So let's say I want to talk about, like, I got into Techstars as a solo founder, and it was a lot of work. So that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, so turns out everybody in Techstars is, and any other accelerators, you'll have a team that joins. I came in as a solo founder, and it's very difficult. The reason it was difficult was because you have to do the program stuff, plus also show progress week over week. And if you don't do both those things, you'll start burning out really, really quickly, because you're there for 3 months. And so I, as a solo founder, had to do both of these things simultaneously, whereas other people could split it up. So I recorded this, and it will give me another question based on this, and I'll just like keep answering these. And it will like go back and process the video. So it'll take out all the filler words, anything odd that you said, and like really tighten up the video itself. So I'm gonna actually just continue this and show you the end result. So this is what it looks like. Here you go, that's a video. And it will automatically put the captions on it, so I can put it down in the bottom here and save, and I'll go publish, and I want to post, schedule for later. And so I'll schedule it for, let's say, Friday, PM, schedule, and that's it. So I just posted 1 video. I'm ready to go. So I'll just batch these 5 videos on Saturday or Sunday, and then have them go out really quickly. And that's my content for the week. Right?
Does it do the copy for the post too?
It does, yeah. So the copy of the post is here, and you can like go in and edit it out. But basically what it tries to do is, doesn't try to like invent an opinion for you. It just literally takes what you said and just cleans it up in a format that LinkedIn likes. So you don't have to do a lot of work in like going back and forth with ChatGPT. And I do this every morning, and you can like, just set it up like that. So
how much editing to that copy would you normally do before you post it?
I typically do just sometimes it has words that I would not say, so I'll just take those out. But typically, I just like to send it out as it is, because what happens is the video is the main part. The text is just there to accompany it. People, when they scroll down in their timeline, they'll just click on the video, watch it, and then move on. So the text isn't actually that important. It's just to accompany the video itself. So I'll do it really quickly, just like a quick look of like what it's saying, if it's saying the right things, and then schedule it out. Yeah, cool. Sounds good, Roman. Yeah, so that's one tool. That's for videos, and then for carousels, there's this Canva app I built, which is you just go in here, and so I've actually created carousels, a couple of them before. You can just come in and say, I want to create a carousel about to common resume mistakes. So you just put in the prompt, and what it basically does is it creates the carousel slides for you, so you don't have to, and it will come up with the copy and the design as well. So it'll do like a 6-slide thing. So first starting slide, and then 4 body slides, and then final one is the one that has a CTA of like, hey, follow me here. This is a great way, again, to do more step-by-step things of 5 ways to hire better. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, schedule it out. Again, download it, schedule it out, and you'll have that content out for the week as well. So these are the 2 ways to make your content production schedule like super, super fast. You don't want to sit here and create the perfect post. You just want to post something that's relevant. So can you train them? Is it like, you mean like this plugin specifically?
Yeah, like if I can feed it like content that I've done in the past, it's done really well, and it can, duplicate or do something similar.
Yeah, so this prompt, by the way, is like infinitely long. So if you have like a long piece of content, you can put directly in here. Or if you have a blog post that worked really well in the past, you can actually drop that in here as well, and we'll use that to create the content from there.
What are the theme options that are available?
Yeah, there's different colors and different fonts as well. Yeah.
And you can choose the color, so you can plug in your own like logo colors into that. Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. So combine this with the video tool plus this carousel tool. You can create your, like, that's why I was saying that the most effective ones are videos and carousels, and then you'll have text, but nobody gets to see the person behind the text. So it doesn't build as much credibility. The first 2 do. Here's a question for everybody here. How many times do you think you should post? Drop me a number in the chat here. Do you think like once a week or once a day? 3, okay, weekdays, every weekday, every day. What do you think about like 2 times a day? What do you think about 10 times a day? Why or why not? No. Okay, Jesse.
I would say that this isn't Twitter if you're trying to post 10 times a day.
Yeah, for sure. Here's the thing. The more you can post. Oh, yeah, go Rose.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with this actually. I've been posting twice a day, and sometimes I post one-liners too. And it has no impact on the other posts. So it's been good for my impression rate. So my impression rate has been going up because I've been posting more. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. I think you're right on the money. So here's the thing. The more you post, the more sales. The reason why I think you guys are holding back is we're thinking that this is a wrong channel. If I email you 100 times, there's 100 of those emails in my inbox with your name on it, and I'm definitely pissed. That's not the same thing that happens with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's algorithm is a one that decides out of those 100 posts or like 10 posts that you put out, which one I show to Salim, which one I show to Daniel. And there will never be a 10 post all by me in your feed. That will just never happen. So you don't have to worry about annoying somebody or just like talking too much, or like LinkedIn algorithm not respecting you, because it does the work for you. The more you post, the more sales. That's the equation. YC actually says whenever somebody comes to us with go-to-market problems, the answer always is do more. If you're posting one TikTok video and it's not working, do more. If you're posting one LinkedIn post and it's not working, do more. So it actually does work really well. Everybody's favorite subject. Now that we have content and that we have a good profile as well, here's how you actually book demos. The reason is we're a business, so we need to have a repeatable cycle of sales. We can't just wait for somebody to, consume 10 of our really high quality posts and then be like, I got a message Daniel today, or I got a message Rose today. We want to go to them versus them waiting for them to come to us. And the wrong way to do this is how most people do this. They'll set up automations where, and you can do this with Phantom Buster and a couple other tools as well, where you set up an automation when somebody messages you, you send them like a 10-page dissertation on why we can help you. You don't want to do that. Here's what you want to do instead. Send this message, okay? And I've actually like experimented a ton with this, and it works like a charm. You want to say, hey, I'm an early stage Techstars founder. I'm building a tool that does this, and it's built for somebody exactly like you. I'm not looking to sell. I just want to incorporate your feedback. Would you be up for a 30-minute chat? This message works incredibly well because you're trying to, one, you're not sending a whole paragraph or like a whole essay. You're trying to be like, hey, I just want to talk to you, see if it makes sense for you. If it doesn't, great. You'd be surprised how many times when you ask for feedback that it turns into a sales call. And you can get that impression really, really quickly within the first 5 minutes of the call. You can tell if somebody's like, oh, this is exactly what I was looking to do. Or somebody's like, hey, why am I even on the call? Like, why did you even book me? So you can get that energy in the first 5 minutes. And you want to make sure that you're not selling to somebody who doesn't want to be sold. But this message will get you a response back. If you don't trust me, here's the proof. So I was doing this for, like I mentioned, I got to 120K ARR with the SEO tool. So I was sending out a message. I'm an early stage founder building an AI platform for content marketing, and you're the exact person, not looking to sell, would love to get your eyes on it. Look at this. So this person is still friends with me to this day. And she's connecting me with 3 other content marketers that I could talk, chat, get feedback from, sell. Right? So this kind of thing works, but you just have to, but this is the message that you should use. I've tried every single other message. One step up from this, and I got this idea, by the way, from this video from this person called Jason Cohen. He has a great video on YouTube on how to run a bootstrap business and how to do this outreach stuff. But a level up from this is, would you be up for a 30-minute chat? By the way, I know your time is valuable. I'm more than happy to compensate you for your time. That's something that nobody says, and it comes off as you're really trying to like help the person out, like you're very considerate. Not a lot of people will actually come up and say, hey, you talk to me for 30 minutes, give me $100. That typically doesn't happen unless you actually wasted their time. But it just shows that you care. And that's what you want to do when you care, when you send out these outreach messages, that you're not going for the same 10 bullet point message to everybody, but you're trying to really work with them. And that's the secret to getting like 10 people to talk to you every day. So here's the game plan, and I want to sum it up. You want to fix your profile, and you want to post video content every day, and you want to reach out to at least 10 people a day. By the way, LinkedIn's maximum is 50 a day. So if you do more than 50, you'll get whatever, like, hey, you're doing too much. But 10 to 50 is fair game. Like I mentioned before, you're not getting your results, do more. That's the key to success. And that's all I have for you guys today. So if you want to post your first LinkedIn video, you can do that. You also want to like create your first carousel as well. And if you need help with any of these things, you can always find me on LinkedIn.